afternoon. My name is Catherine Stone. I'm also a first-year student here, and I am majoring in journalism and mass communications.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Fetzer. I am a junior here, and I am a communication studies and enterprise leadership major.
I'm Marley Buckles. I'm a first-year student, and I'm majoring in human physiology.
I'm Eric Barr. I'm a senior here, and I'm majoring in communication studies and receiving a certificate in entrepreneurship.
And I'm Dominique Mackius. I'm a first-year student, and I'm biology pre-med.
We researched the Ronald McDonald House Charities. We chose this because we all have some sort of connection with the hospital, which our University of Iowa Hospital actually works with Ronald McDonald House, and a lot of us either live near the hospital or work there, and so it's like a local thing for us. And then also Nikki has a family member who went through the Ronald McDonald House Charities, and so we're very familiar with the services that it provides. We could easily connect with the people who work there, and but for our project we focus more on the financial needs. And our goal for this is to raise awareness for the Ronald McDonald House financial needs and to get everyone to think about how college students can help.
So the main purpose of our organization is to provide shelter to families who have loved ones, specifically being children that are hospitalized in the UI Children's Hospital. The Ronald McDonald House also supports not-for-profit children's programs and students making a difference in eastern Iowa and western Illinois. And just overall, the Ronald McDonald House supports programs that directly affect the health and well-being of little children.
So I was in charge of kind of looking at the website and looking at a couple of the events and programs that they do for kind of getting some money here in our area. So first of all, they inducted a scholarship program in 2008, and since then it's helped nearly 50 students attend college that would have otherwise been able to have paid. In addition, they opened a food pantry in 2013 with one location. Now they have 5 locations, and they're donating about 100,000 items of food to families every year, which is about 130 a day. In terms of the events, on May 3rd they hosted the Red Shoe Run and Walk with almost 1,000 participants involved, and that raised almost $35,000. And finally, they do the For the House golf outing, which over 14 years they raised almost $750,000. And this year alone they raised $50,000, and all of that money from that program goes directly to children's programs for health in our community.
So I got to take the opportunity to see how the University of Iowa students were directly involved with the Ronald McDonald House, and we have a chapter of the Alpha Delta Pi sorority here on campus, and their national philanthropy is the Ronald McDonald House, so they provide charity by fundraising and volunteering for this organization. And I got the opportunity to talk to their philanthropy chair, Marissa Turner, and she told me she really liked how they had this organization for their philanthropy, because since we have a chapter or a house on campus, they were able to work with them a lot, be very active in volunteering by having cleaning days and cooking meals for them every week or two. But it also wasn't faceless for them. They were able to see who the people are that are there. But they also have a lot of 2 main fundraising events throughout the year, one each semester. So for the fall semester, they did a bubble soccer tournament. And what bubble soccer is, it's students put together teams and they're able to pay a fee to play soccer against other students, but they're also wearing these giant bubbles that are similar to a beach ball, which you can see in the top corner. And it's a full contact sport. And in the spring, they have what's called Pi Palooza. So it's a carnival style event where anyone can come and hang out, play games, buy food, and all the proceeds will go to the Ronald McDonald House. But despite these 2 events that they have, they're more volunteer focused because it takes a lot of time to organize fundraising events.
So, as Abby mentioned before, I had a cousin that stayed in the Oak Lawn. It's in a small suburb in Illinois, the Ronald McDonald House. He stayed there in 2014 when his younger brother was hospitalized. We based 10 questions asked to my cousin about financial and how he felt in the stay and how comfortable he was. Most of them were personal questions to see how it felt to stay there. He gave us all insight on like how the bedrooms were, where they were placed, how the meals were provided. Most of it was positive feedback. The only thing that was really negative was the fact that he felt that they were a little scarce sometimes, which kind of relates back to our project and how the house is based off of volunteer work and community needs. They're not really a profit organization, so they don't get money from normal things, they just get money from outside sources. And then he just gave us his personal opinion on how he felt, and he said that he felt that they could use more money coming from outside sources.
This is a video.
Our Ronald McDonald House Charities of Eastern Iowa and Western Illinois. So that is our chapter. We have 3 programs right now that run underneath that. The major one, cornerstone program, is Ronald McDonald House of Iowa City. That's about 93-4% of our budget. And then we have a small grants and a small scholarships program. This year, for the first time, those programs were given not only to Eastern Iowa, but also to Western Illinois as well. So if you know DMAs, TV markets, Eastern Iowa is the Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Dubuque market, and then so to help understand who we are Ronald McDonald House Charities of Eastern Iowa.
So Ronald McDonald House gets its funding mainly through donations, and whether they're direct donations or whether they're through the organized benefits, that's where their income comes from. And they publicize these things very heavily to try to increase awareness and increase their assistance.
So the best way to get involved with the Ronald McDonald House is simply by volunteering. There's a lot of things you can do through it to help out, such as working at the hospital. They have a pull tab program that you can help collect various pull tabs from different stations throughout the hospital.
And when we say go out and we could go out and help out, normally we need a starting point. And there is a local Ronald McDonald House here in Iowa City, and it's just located off the west entrance by Carver Hawkeye Arena. This is Emily Arbola. She is the night manager here at the Ronald McDonald House, and she stayed in contact with our group all throughout this project and definitely helped us reach out and give us more detail as to what she does for the house. And she actually chairs and participates in a lot of the fundraisers, and she's actually the chairperson and takes care of all the volunteering. So if you are looking to get involved in the Ronald McDonald House, you would start with her. Any questions?
So if I want to do one of the fundraiser events, would I also contact that Emily person?
Yes.
I know a lot of you mentioned that you live near the Ronald McDonald House, but do any of you actually volunteer?
None of us are personally associated with the Ronald McDonald House. We're more associated with like the hospital. The Ronald McDonald House is kind of like an extension that we decided to look further into. But a lot of us were interested in like the activities that they were provided. We actually didn't know of all of the activities before we started looking further into it.
I personally work at the hospital, so I kind of interact with the Ronald McDonald House people on a frequent basis.
For us, frequently as I went throughout this project and keeping in contact with them, I gave them my information and told them to contact me if they ever just need help or extra hands around the house. And they said that I could fill out a volunteer sheet if I would like. And so I did, so I will be volunteering there in the spring.
Any questions from the class?
In addition to our presentation, we also have pamphlets that we'll be passing out both to our panel and to the class. In these pamphlets, it has information of the purpose of the Ronald McDonald House, in which we stated in our presentation, and it also has its location and other useful